Hello everyone, welcome back to the Beauty Professor. I'm Miss G, and this tutorial is troubleshooting Seint Makeup. Stay tuned. Now, if you do have very dry skin and you feel like you need a little extra moisture under Seint Makeup, I love this one, Embryo Lease. I will link it in the comments below. This runs about $16 on Amazon. You're just going to use the smallest amount. I will show you. Like a little teeny bit. See how much I'm using? Just a little teeny bit goes a long way. It has similar ingredients that Seint does, so they go very well together. This is a cult favorite. It's been a very long time. It has clean ingredients, simple ingredients, so you might want to give this a try. It has multi-purposes too, which I like, so you can use that as a night cream. You can use it to take off your makeup. In fact, they say you can use it as a primer. I love it for extra moisture if I'm feeling extra dry. But since I've been taking care of my skin the correct way for dry skin, I no longer have dry skin. And Seint Makeup is fabulous for dry skin because it is cream makeup, 11 ingredients, and it is a wax base. So it holds the moisture into your skin all day long. So after about a month of wearing it, you will notice your dry skin is going to improve and you're just gonna fall in love with it. Okay, so let's start applying. So let's assume that you already have your Seint Makeup and you've chosen your palette and you've contacted me and I've color matched you. Maybe you've been color matched by another artist. We will discuss that. And I recommended the 3D brush. I might have recommended another brush, but today we're gonna do light coverage. There are two ends to this brush. You want to use this end for the main highlight, which think of as your foundation, the darker of the two shades. So if we look at mine, this is my main highlight, this is my brightening highlight. I am using this fat end to apply this. I'm going to use this tapered end to apply my brightening shade, think of as your concealer. Okay, another mistake that women make is they take their brush, or they're using the wrong end, and you're applying this shade with this end of the brush, and then you're going in with the thicker end and applying your lighter shade. No, you have to use the correct end. So we are just going in, and we are just barely picking up. So we're not picking enough up to do the entire face at once. We are picking up enough just to put it on our skin until you run out on the brush. So if I was going to use my finger, it would probably be, let's see, I just dabbed in. It's going to be the smallest amount. So there's enough here to go up onto my cheek. It's a small amount. If you're tacky or sticky or your face feels greasy, most likely you're either using silicone or you're applying way too much. Okay, so I'm just gonna blend that in as I go. So blending in, we are not doing this. We are pushing, push it into the skin. It isn't a liquid, it's a cream. There is a learning curve. That's why you have me. Once you learn it, you've learned it. That knowledge isn't going anywhere. And after you do it a few times, it took me probably a week, 2 weeks of every day. Sometimes I put on twice a day to practice of how much exactly that I needed, especially the blush. 'Cause this is concentrated. It isn't a liquid, it's a cream. All right, so we're gonna skip my chin because the brightening shade goes there. So let's try this again. So I'm gonna take the end of my brush, I'm going into my main shade, I'm dabbing, I'm getting a little bit. I'm pressing here. See, you can barely see it. It's just a little bit. Now I'm just going to blend this in. Now you push it into the skin. Push. If you need more, and this is gone as far as it can, you're pushing it into your skin, you go back in and you get some more. And you just push it on. Push. I have a very, 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 very thin layer. And then I'm just gonna go push it in a few more times. And there I have the correct amount of coverage on my face. Let me push it in. So when I feel it, it just feels like I have moisturizer on my face. And this will eventually melt into the skin, and the skin's gonna absorb it, and you're not gonna feel it. Or you might just feel it just a little bit, just like you have light moisturizer on your skin. Okay, so look at that side, look at this side. It is just a little bit. Okay, let me do the other side. So this is troubleshooting, so I'm really gonna spend a lot of time on this. So I am slightly dabbing in. Now, if you are dabbing in too hard with your brush, hold it back here and go in. This will ensure that you're just picking up a lot. If you hold your brush in tight, you're gonna pick up more. Go back here. So we're pushing in, pushing, 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 and now I'm going to blend this in. Just pushing it in and flicking it up a little bit. I can touch my skin. Do I feel it? I don't feel this at all. Do I need some more coverage? I think I am. I think I'm going to go get a little bit more. I put it around this red area. I'm pushing in. I'm avoiding under my eyes because I'll do that with the brightening. And I'm just pushing in, pushing in. I'm avoiding the center of my face because the highlighter goes there, the brightening shade. All right, so I have the slightest coverage. Now, if you have melasma, see right here, I have melasma. If you have a lot of sun damage, that is where you want to possibly learn how to color correct that area, either before application or after application, so you do not need to apply a lot of cream makeup. That's the best application, so your skin looks the youngest. So let's go in and let's see. So I have melasma here. I'm going to just push this in. Push, 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 push. I did a pretty nice job covering that up. This spot here is when I was in 4th grade, a boy threw a pencil across the room, and that's lead under my skin. I can color correct that. And I usually do that at the end if it bothers you. Usually my hair hangs in front of it, and I really don't care. No one really has said, hey, what's that dark spot on your face? So I'm going on the sides of my face here and across the center. Now I'm just gonna go in and tap this and blend this in. So where I placed it, I can move it to more areas and just go and feel it. If it feels sticky or tacky, you've applied too much. All right, so like for example, I have this blemish right there. I don't want to apply more makeup there. I mean, I could, and it would certainly cover it, but I want to do a light application, so I'm just going to color correct. YG1 on the end of this little spot brush, and a little bit of correct color correction on there, and poof, it's gone. So this is the way I prefer to do my makeup. You don't have to do it this way. You could just put a little bit more of your cream on there. But see how that's gone? Okay. So now let's move on to our brightening shade. So the brightening shade, I put the brightener. You can do this in any order. In fact, you could do contour first. I like to do it this way. I do it different every way, but this is my favorite way. I'm going to go into the brightening shade. Now the brightening shade, think of having this triangle, an upside down triangle right here. This is where we are brightening up. This is going to build dimension. So we're going to flip our brush over. You're going to use this small tapered end to do this work. Okay, so I'm gently getting a little bit, and I'm just going to place it straight down. Now, if you can't see that you applied it, go ahead and pick a little bit more. start with less, more. You can always go back and put more on. But we want to get away with the least amount possible. So, okay, now I'm going to just go straight down my nose. See, up close you can't see where I'm putting it because I'm so lightly putting this on. It's wax, so a little goes a long way. And then I'm going to go on my chin, brightening up this area here. You can swirl it if you don't have color corrector there. On top of my lip. And see how I'm really, really red under the nose? I'm going to color correct that with this green shade YG1. And I'm just going to go put some of this under here and blend this in. And just remember, if you put a lighter shade on top of a problem area, I've had a couple cold sores under here. I've been feeling good last week with my neck, and it really gets me down, and sometimes I got some cold sores under my nose. Okay, so that's all gone. Now this makeup, I mean, it's not a miracle. You're still gonna see your wrinkles. You're still gonna have texture, but it's a whole lot better than liquid makeup because we're using 3 colors and it's liquid. It doesn't set on the fine lines and wrinkles. If you have this, you know. Okay, so I'm just gonna go back in and tap this in. Now, if you are using this under your eyes, I've already color corrected. I wouldn't need to, but you're gonna use the smallest amount. You don't wanna see this. No more are we putting on a big layer of concealer and then going in and covering that in powder. That's not this type of makeup. We do this makeup differently, and the results are better. So I'm just tapping this in just to brighten up this area. I'm going to go up here because it gives us a little eye lift, and then I'm going to do the top of my eyelids, just the smallest amount. If you were going to get up close to me, you're not going to see it. The only way you're going to see this is if you have dry skin laying underneath this, or if your shade, here we go, if your shade is too light, this brightening shade is too light, you might see enlarged pores. That's when you know you need to shade down. And this happens like in the fall when you're switching, your makeup might be too dark, or spring, this time, winter going into spring and the summer, our skin might have received a little bit of sunlight, and all of a sudden your shades might be too light. Then you need to shade down or shade up depending on the season. So you may encounter that. Okay. That's all there is to it. It's the lightest. Okay, so I don't even feel this anymore. It just feels like moisturized skin. Now, if you've seen other artists slapping this on like they're frosting a cake, I'm sorry, but you know, that's just not the correct way to apply it. They just need to go back and I'm sure that maybe they're just learning themselves. I mean, I did that a little bit myself. I have learned. One of these tins should last you around 4 months if you wear it every day. I've only had to replace this one 2 times in 9 months, and this is my first one of the brightening shade. So I haven't even, that's how lightly you apply this, okay? So it's wonderful that it lasts as long. It saves you money too. All right, so it is all pushed into my skin. Right now, this is when, and where are you? Where did you go? I get everything ready. I'm prepared, and then it magically hops off my desk. Let me find my perfector sponge. That one bounced away. Hold on. Okay, I left this in the bathroom because I washed it. This is the perfector sponge. It comes in this cute little can. This is Seint Makeup sponge. You need to use one of these. Do not skip this step. It's very important. So you're going to rinse this under the faucet. I clean mine with soap and water every Sunday, part of my self-care Sunday. I get the bacteria out and I let it completely dry Sunday night on my vanity. Monday is ready to go. When I go to use it, I just rinse it under the water a few times and then I dry it in an absorbent towel till it's moist, and then it's going to sit here on my vanity till I'm ready to use it, which is right now, and it's the perfect amount of moisture in it. Okay, so it's moist. We don't go in with a dry sponge. That's just it just doesn't work that way. This is when we set our makeup. I recommend Seint's setting spray. It just makes things easier because it's made for cream makeup and it doesn't have silicone in it. Okay, this has hyaluronic acid, has aloe vera, niacinamide. It has good for you skin ingredients. It's going to help hydrate your skin and put a layer of moisture on top of this makeup. The combination is marvelous for your skin. If you have dry skin, it's just gonna love this. Okay, so here's another problem. You're just going to spray it. Okay, solid sprays. Now, if you squirt it halfway, I don't know if you can see that, it comes out fast. But if you go all the way down, it's a nice spray. So do that twice and then one on the end. So we have 3 sprays. That's it. Don't oversaturate this. Now, it's all over my stuff. I'll have to clean that up later. Now, if you were heavy-handed, you could go in and start picking this up. This is a good time to do that. If you're not heavy-handed, if you got this down pretty well, this is meant to just go in one time. You're pushing your makeup into your skin and the setting spray at the same time. Just one time. If you color corrected under your eyes, I just bounce it just to set it. But I'm just pushing this one time everywhere. And that is it. It's to top of my eyelids. And there we go. That is it. If you go over it too much, okay, you can see how pretty my skin's getting. If you go over this too many times, you're gonna pick up all your makeup, which is okay when you're learning, but once you've learned it, you don't have to do this. Just go in and maybe I picked up too much right here. I'm just gonna go back in and put some on, all right? That's all there is to it, setting sponge. Okay, let's move on to bronzing. Bronzing. You're not going to want to use this brush or this brush for bronzing, or a brush. I mean, you might be able to use this one, but these are too thick. You are going to want to use a large brush meant for bronzing. This is the bronzing and blush brush. If you are using this cream makeup with brushes that aren't made for cream makeup, you're not going to get the correct application, period. You have to invest in a brush or two. Okay, and once you have it, you have it. All right, so I have 2 Bella bronzers in here. They're the same shade. I like to have 2 there because the brush is so big and I just bounce into it. I'm just gonna pick it up and I'm just gonna bronze my face. So I like to bronze before I contour, and this is just gonna go where the sun would naturally hit. So across the top of my forehead, and I'm playing the smallest layers at first because we can always go back and add more. I'm going to go across my nose, across my chin. We go here where the sun would naturally hit. And as spring and summer come, I spend more time on bronzing, but let's start introducing it now so you are ready if you already have it. So I'm pouncing it in. We're not using this motion anymore with cream makeup. Pouncing in, pounce, 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 push it in, and look what that does. See, that's beautiful moisture. Remember, this is all cream makeup, no more powders. So it's not dullifying your skin, it's glowifying your skin. It's so natural. Look at this. I would just be happy with this look. Poolside look. I mean, it's beautiful. Okay, I am going to moisturize my lips right now. I love Seint's moisturizing lip moisturizer. Oh, it's so great at night. I use it before I apply my lipstick. Love it, love it, love it, love it. This is peppermint. There's no other. So there I have bronze. Bella is so pretty. Now you shouldn't see any lines. It just should just be there and blend into your neck. You could put this on the tops of your shoulders. It's so beautiful. So while you're learning this, just take some evenings or the weekends and just practice. We don't learn things, you know, you didn't learn to drive in one session. It took many sessions. All right, now if you don't need to bronze, don't bronze. If you don't like to bronze, don't bronze. Okay, now we're gonna contour. All right, this is when things can get a little weird, a little sketchy, a little scary sometimes. It doesn't have to be. Less is more. If you learn anything, less is more. So a lot of this depends on the shape of our face. I'm just going to do a basic contour today. I'm going to go right across my forehead, maybe a little bit down the sides. I'm going to show you how to do the cheek, the jawline, under the lip, and the nose, but just basic, okay? I do more in detail contouring because contour is amazing. It's amazing. Once you learn it, you're going to want to learn more. Okay, detail brush. It's meant for contour because it has this tight little packed head. I also like using the end of this brush sometimes, the wash brush. It's great. And we don't have to have these big, thick, fat lines on our face. But don't use your finger and put this big smudge of brown. Don't smudge it under your lip. Don't rub it all over your forehead. Contour's ashy. If you do that, your face is gonna look muddy. Let's look at it. It's right here. It's ashy. I'm gonna put this on the finger. Okay. Look how ashy. Look, this one's Bella. This one's contour. Bella's warm. This is ashy. It's meant to look like a shadow, where Bella is warm. See how that just blends out like butter? It's warm and it's meant to look like warmth from the sun. All right, let's just do the cheeks first. Cheeks. We just want a very thin line under here. I'm gonna erase this with my finger. We're gonna start at the top of our ear, end it right here at the corner of the eye. I'm gonna go in with the detail brush. I'm gonna get a little bit on the edge, and I'm just gonna make this line right underneath here. I already have it there from my finger. And I like to swoosh it up a little bit. You can blend it up. But it's just meant to look like a shadow. It is not a bronzer. And bronzer is not a contour. They both have different jobs. Okay, so there. I'm gonna go pick up some on this side. I'm going on the angle of my brush. Start at the top of my ear. And see, I'm just playing a little bit right here. And then I swoosh it up like that towards the corner of my eye. And I'm just gonna blend it up a little bit. Blend it in. Don't have to blend this too much. What we want it to be is where we want it to end here. We don't want it to come down in here. We don't want it to be on our cheek, all right? It's supposed to lift this cheek. Don't pull it down. It's gonna pull your face down. So those are mistakes to avoid. Easy, easy, easy. See how nice this is looking? Just practice. Okay, let's do our forehead. I'm going to go face in this time. I'm just going to put this right across the top of my forehead. If your hair's parted in the middle, like mine is today, it's the only place you really need it. If you have bangs, you don't need it at all. If you have an oval shaped face, this is where you're going to place it. If you have your hairline's pale, try to make, blend it into there. If your forehead is wide, you can bring it down the sides with whatever's just left on your brush, just a little bit. but just use a little bit. We don't want a muddy face. Just a little bit, all right? Okay, jawline. I am just going in face first here. I'm gonna go right underneath the bone. It's not on the bone. This dark shade pushes things back. So we don't want to push back our jawbone, but we'd like to cast a shadow underneath it because we get some loose skin under here. We gain some weight as we age sometimes. And this can make us look thinner. If you have a little bit of jowl, you can aim it a little bit up here. Okay, so see what I have going on? It's underneath. Now let's look. This side. See how it's more defined? And then you just blend down. In my videos, I put it a little darker so you can see the placement. Not today though. Okay. So I'm dabbing in, or you can wiggle into this. It's a little drier. And again, it's going right here. If you make a shadow face, it's going on that loose, ugly skin that we don't like. Or I guess it's not ugly, it's just what it is. But it's going down here. And then we just blend it down. I like to blend it down the sides of the neck. This is going to make my neck look a little thinner. And I'm just really blending this in. And you can put some underneath your chin to help pull that up. All right? Biggest mistake is not blending this in enough, or getting it up here, or putting it on the bone. It's underneath the bone. Underneath. All right. Okay, let's go on to the smell of my pet peeves are kind of come out. When we're working on small areas like under our lip and the sides of our nose, we don't want to use a big, huge brush like this unless you're highly skilled with brushes. It is easier to go in with a small flat end brush, or even easier to go in with a smaller end brush to contour these areas. Let's use, this is a multitasking brush. Going into my contour, picking up a little bit, because we don't want a big brown, muddy looking area. We're gonna contour under the lip, and it's just like a little bit. Follow the line. We're just casting a shadow right here. And just go back and forth to blend it in. It's right under the lip. It's not down in here. Right under here. Right? That's all there is to it. That's pushing that back, that area back, to make the lip look fuller, to pull that forward. Since I just started doing that, I rarely line my bottom line. Okay, the nose. We're just gonna do basic. We're just gonna draw 2 straight lines. I don't like using my finger. People apply way too much with their finger. And then you have a muddy nose. And then people are like, what's on your nose? And you're like, it's my contour. And they're like, it doesn't look good. It looks like mud. And then you're like, oh, that's not the effect I'm going for. No, a little. Just use a little. So we're going in. And I like to start it up here. I like to pretend my eyebrow is growing down the side of my nose. And I'm just going to take this line, an imaginary line, straight down the sides of my nose. It doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to blend this, but it's just a line. And it is a little bit of product. Okay, let's do the other side. I'm going to go on this side. I like bringing these 2 lines close together because it makes your eyes look whiter, and it can really snatch your nose in. Try it, let me know what you think. But immediately when I do that, my eyes all of a sudden look elongated. I'm just using the smallest amount. And when you do this, you don't have this big muddy nose to blend out. So there's my 2 lines. My face is reactive, so when I touch it, it's going to turn red. So that's not an accurate representation of what's really going on. I posted yesterday a contouring graphic for the nose. Each of our noses are a different shape, so you're going to contour for your nose shape. I have a bulbous nose. If you have a bulb on the end of your nose and a little bit wider nostrils, this is how you do it. So you're just drawing 2 lines straight down into a point, and then we're going to put a little contour in the back of our nostril and a little side on the forehead, a little bit on the back and a little bit on the sides. And it's a little bit. See how those nostrils just kind of disappeared? Okay, let's blend this. So blending it, I'm just turn your brush over to the clean side and blend this down. Now you're not going to blend it into the dark area. You're just blending it down the side of the nose. And since I didn't use a lot, I don't have a lot of blending to do. You can see better on this side. Okay, my nose is turning all red, so you're not getting what it really looks like at the moment. But you can see that brightness going down the center of my nose. Now what I like to do is to go back with the end of the detail brush, this end, and re-brighten that up with my brightening highlight, just to help blend these 2 lines, just like this. And I like to go into my main shade and go down the side of the nose, just to blend that in. And then you're not gonna have this funny looking muddy nose. Nobody's gonna even notice that you did this. It's just going to look smaller. Isn't that nice? No muddy noses, ladies. If you mess up, say your contour is up here, boop, 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 you can use this end as a magic eraser. You can go into this brightening or your main highlight and just erase your mistakes. Maybe your contour is too sharp. See, I just erase that. You can't do this with liquid and powder. You get cake. Cake, you know, when you mix flour and liquid and you stir it, it gets cakey. That's what liquids and powders do. So let's go back in and just brighten this up a little bit in here. And there we have it. Let's put some blush on, and then I'm going to take this outside in the sunshine so you can see it. That's when you really know. And you'll see that I don't have a lot of makeup on. But look at this up close. It's pretty makeup. Okay, this is what we want when we mature. We don't want to see our makeup on our skin. Unless you like that look. But this is how to look younger. Okay, I have to watch my words very carefully or I get hate messages and I don't like those. Okay, because I'm a peaceful girl. Hold on, I'm just gonna brush up my eyebrows while I'm here. I do not have to fill mine in much. I just brush them up and I apply a little bit of Seint's Balm on mine. But eyebrows are very important. You want to fill these in if you do not have brows. I do brow tutorials too. They're there. I'm doing this for a while. I do a few of these a week. But I love this balm on my brows. It's very natural looking. It's not gonna look crusty or anything, and it's put some extra moisture, and this looks nice on the hair. This is the line brush. I love this spoolie, and this is great to fill in the brows. All right, let's put some blush on. So I'm gonna show Tiger Lily. Probably this is the last time because it's about to be gone. Seint does shades of the quarter, and in March we're gonna get a lot of new shades. 5, some will be new, some will be brought back from the years before, but Tiger Lily is a brand new shade. They brought this out in the middle of the winter, but I think it screams summer. So if you like this shade, if you like wearing brighter shades in the summer, grab Tiger Lily because it's gonna be gone probably in the middle of March, but I know it's March and it's not gonna be the end of March, it's gonna be in the middle of March. Start with 3 dots or 4 dots, ladies. Don't use your brush to go in. This is a satin shade. It's very pigmented. Now, I did not bring my blush down here. You can see I kept it up high. I keep everything behind this line so we get this lift. So I put 3 or 4 dots there, and then I'm using the blush brush and I'm pushing this in. I'm going to marry it into the contour, keeping it at the corner of my eye. Just pounce, 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 put this in. While it sits on my skin, it's going to warm up. And then I like to pull it up back here. Don't be afraid of adding some color. Now look at this side. Oh, you can't now. This makes us come to life. Blush is the secret to youthfulness. Apply it to the cheeks right here. You're gonna look younger. Don't be afraid to add some color. Now, I prefer the satins on my cheeks because I have long hair. I love the glosses, but my hair sticks to the glosses. So I keep the glosses on my lips and the satins on my cheeks. If you have short hair, you can do whatever you want, or do whatever you want anyway. Okay, so see how I went up? Let's blend this side out. So I'm pushing this in. You can see I'm even holding my fingers up close so I have some pressure here. If you're holding your brush back here to do this, the brush head's not going to be pushing in. So think about that when you're applying your makeup. You know, do you need to push in stronger? Well, if you do, hold it closer. If you want a lighter application with makeup, or you don't need to push something in as much, hold your brush backwards or go to the middle and you can't really go wrong. Okay, look at that. Isn't this beautiful? Now I like to smile and hit these tops of the pie points of my cheeks. Bounce that in there. It's so pretty. Tiger Lily's beautiful. This is on the finger. It's cooler in person. So any shape, any skin tone can wear this. And it's beautiful. Now what, I'm going to put what's my finger up here. Now I love to do this. You don't have to do this, but I pounce whatever's left on my brush on top of my eyebrow. I keep it from here back, kind of aim it back into the hairline. And it just gives you a youthful, glowing from within look. And it's beautiful. You can go a little bit across your forehead. You can go a little on your nose, a little on your chin, a little down your neck. Beautiful. So that's Tiger Lily. Let's get some on the lips. So it is a matte shade. Really get that moisturizer on your lips if you're going to wear matte. Make sure that your lips have been exfoliated. So that would be a manual or a mechanical exfoliation. Something with the like a sugar scrub is good. I'm not gonna line my lips. I'm just gonna put this on. Now, if you do like a gloss, pick up this shade. This is a gloss. It's right here. And that one, oh, I need something colored. This one's called Dahlia. No, Venice. Venice, Venice, Venice. Beautiful. You can see it kind of match. They go together. So this is Venice. This is Tiger Lily. They're similar. Okay. Tiger Lily on the lips. Oh, I just love this color. I don't like when the shades disappear because I can't do them in tutorials anymore. Because you'll want them and I won't be able to have them for you. This one is a, get this one, ladies. If you like a brighter lip for summer, you're going to want this one. I plan on wearing this one a lot this summer. All right. Now, if you like a little bit more of a gloss on your lip, I do. I just go in with a clean finger right next to my balm. I have gloss. I'm just going to put this on here. You can use whatever you want. Maybe a lip plumper. This is nice because it's right there. Okay, there it is. Lips and cheeks. Let's just add some more Illuminator. And then I'm going to do my eyeshadow look in another tutorial. I like to do those for reels. So I'm going to go in with the end of the detail brush. This is Chandelier. This was part of a Christmas release. I love it. If you like it, it's no longer available, but Honey, this is Honey. similar. I love this chandelier. I'm using chandelier, so see honey and chandelier, they're similar, but chandelier has a little bit of gold in it. So this is going right where that line is between the skin of the cheek right here and the blush. And it just kind of blends these two areas together. You can see it better on this side. And it's the cherry on top. I can't even compare it to a highlighter because it's nothing like that. It is a cream that has a little bit of extra glow that makes your skin beautiful. I like to smile and put this on the apples of my cheeks. And if I wanted some, I put some on my forehead. If you don't have a glow yet, you can put some on your forehead. I like to put a little bit above my brows right here. You can put down the center of your nose, on your chin, on the cupid's bow. I don't do any of that. I don't like that area of my face to shine. And then I'm going to go in right now. I am going to use the powder brush. If you don't have vanilla dust, you can get this brush and the vanilla dust as a bundle and save. I'm going to pick up a little bit, just powdering my nose. I don't want that contour to move, especially if I have to wear a mask or something. I'm just going to powder in my nose. I like to powder into my chin. If you are still reaching for the powder, my hair is everywhere now. Break that habit, ladies. Just powder where you don't want that shine. You can put it in your T-zone or wherever you're oily. I'm not oily. So that's it. That's a done deal. If you like, I don't do this, but if you like, or if your skin's extra dry and you want some moisture, make sure to press the setting spray all the way down so it goes whoosh. Instead, if you just half do it, it's going to come out like a garden hose. But if you give it a full push down, it's a mist, okay? I don't do this. I don't need this. Okay, let's take this outside so you can see what it looks like in the sunshine. Okay, so here I am just in outside light. I'm going to get really close so you can see. And here's like at a normal distance. No cake, no lines. See how my skin glows from not using powder? Okay, now I'm going to take this into the sunshine. It's nice here today in Akron. It's such a warm winter. Okay, so now I'm in the sunshine. I call it vampire skin because it just glows when I'm out here in the sun. This is in the sun. I'm going to come back in. I can see. Woo! Woo! Need my eyeglasses. Sunglasses. Okay, it's just so natural, so pretty. Okay, I'm going to pop back inside. Wrap this up. My last tip is make sure your brushes stay clean. If you're not getting, I don't know, we're dealing with wax. So you don't want to get a lot of wax built up on these brushes. The bristles are going to start clumping together and you're not going to get a proper application. Get yourself some Seint brush cleaning spray. It's fantastic. You just spray it on a brush, or I like to use a microfiber towel. It don't inhale it. It does smell wonderful. Just take your brush and you just go back and forth like this. It's not only does it clean them super well, it moisturizes the bristles and it disinfects them. So you do not want to clean these under hot water with soap. These brushes are an investment. You want to keep them around a long time. They will last you a long time if you take good care of them. If you're putting on hot water and soap, you're going to dislodge the bristle from the glue that's down in the handle, and we don't want that. So if you treat them well, they're going to treat you well. So if you're a daily makeup wearer, if you're wearing it 7 days a week, you need to clean these brushes every Sunday. All right. If you wear your makeup 2 times a week, you can probably do your brushes every 3 weeks. It's just going to depend on how much you wear your makeup. You will know when they need cleaned. I like to work with clean brushes. You just get the best application. So see how clean, what a nice job that did. And here it is on the end of my brush. Now, just a tip, make sure you use a dark towel. So when you do your laundry, your towels, you don't want to, it doesn't stain, but it is wax and takes a few washes to get it out. With my water anyway, I have well water. City water has some chlorine in it, so it's probably a different ball game. Now my brush, my favorite brush, smells good. It's like baked goods. I love the smell of this. They need to turn this one into a perfume too. It's disinfected. The bristles have been moisturized and it's ready to go for me. Okay. If you'd like a color match, contact me. I color match all the time and I love helping women. I color match to your first 3 shades. I also spend extra time with you. I will help you find a color corrector that's perfect for you, or 3 or 4. You may need that many. I use all kinds. I will help match you up to some pretty lip and cheeks and some eyeshadows. So I'm going to do a pretty neutral eye with a bit of bronze in the center next. So watch out for this one, this eyeshadow tutorial coming. Take care again, and I will list everything that I used in the comments. Put a little bit more of this Tiger Lily on. Oh, so pretty. This should just stick around. This one should just not disappear. So beautiful. Okay, everyone, take care. I'll see you again. Goodbye.